Folks say that business and pleasure don't mix. But in Miami, that's not necessarily so. Providing pleasure for visitors has always been Miami's #1 business, and no area in the world is better equipped for this purpose. But the tourist industry is only one side of the Miami picture. As the aerial gateway to the Americas, Miami is an important center of industry and commerce. Its airport is one of the world's busiest. More international air cargo flows through this airport than all other U.S. airports combined. The Miami airport also is one of the world's leading airline maintenance centers. A mild year-round climate makes it possible for most of the work to be done outdoors. The airlines and associated interests provide Miami with one of its most important industries. But there are many others. Prominent among these is the building supply industry. Miami is the supply center for one of the world's fastest growing areas, South Florida and the nearby Caribbean islands. It is the world's leading producer of jalousie windows and doors. Miami-made lines of furniture are sold to the national and international markets. In recent years, Miami has emerged as one of the nation's leading style centers. There are nearly 300 factories producing wearing apparel and accessories, and the number is increasing every year. The marine industry has a tremendous stake in this area, for boating and fishing have always been the most popular sports activities among visitors and residents alike. Booming industrial frontier, business center, and capital city of Florida's Gold Coast. That's the complete picture of modern-day Miami. Each year, an estimated 4 million people visit this fabulous area. Unexcelled air service brings Miami within a few hours traveling time of any point in the United States or Latin America. Train service is excellent. Schedules are fast and frequent. The best in bus service also is available. And of course, many thousands of visitors arrive by automobile. Most of metropolitan Miami's visitors are pleasure-seeking vacationers, but many others are businessmen and convention delegates. Scores of important conventions are held here each year, for Miami's fame as a convention wonderland is unrivaled. Registration, housing, and many other services are provided by the city's Convention Bureau. Living accommodations are available for any budget. There are cozy motels with all the conveniences of home, plus a few extra Miami touches. Many motels have their own swimming pools for your pleasure and convenience. Scores of hotels offer excellent downtown accommodations. Perhaps you'd like to stay at one of these in historic garden like Dallas Park, or one of these on Biscayne Boulevard overlooking the bay and Bayfront Park. Both the Dallas Park and Boulevard hotels are convenient to everything: the Flagler Street shopping district, sightseeing attractions, and convention facilities. Bayfront Park Auditorium is just a few steps or a few blocks away. Conventions with up to 3,000 delegates find the auditorium's facilities ideal. The main auditorium can be partitioned off for simultaneous meetings of smaller groups. It is air-conditioned and acoustically treated throughout. Adjoining kitchen facilities offer excellent catering service for banquets with up to 2,000 guests. In session here is the American Municipal Association. Facilities for larger conventions are provided at Dinner Key Exposition Building, which seats up to 12,000. It has numerous private rooms for small conferences. nearly 100,000 square feet of exhibit space, an adjoining restaurant, and parking space for more than 1,000 cars. Scenic drives take you from the downtown hotel area to Dinner Key in a matter of minutes. The Exposition Building is the site of such annual events as the General Motors Motorama, Miami Industrial Exposition, and International Boat Show. The hall is one of the few in the country spacious enough to accommodate such large conventions as those of our national and international fraternal organizations. The American Dental Association and American Legion convene here regularly. Miami conventions are among the best publicized in the world. Assistance in publicity and news coverage is provided by the City News Bureau. Good restaurants, obviously, are of prime importance to people away from home. Among metropolitan Miami's 3,500 licensed eating establishments are some of the nation's finest restaurants. You have your choice of a great variety of excellent foods and delightful atmospheres. Prices generally are even less than you'd expect to pay in comparable restaurants back home. Churches also are a primary consideration. Convention delegates and their families always are welcome at Greater Miami's 400 churches, which represent all denominations. In a sense, convention visitors also are vacationers. So, like a vacationer, you'll probably want to start your Miami visit with a shopping spree. Gay shirts and colorful ensembles are considered musts for the wardrobe of most visitors. Sightseeing and fishing are popular pastimes with the convention delegates, the same as vacationers. The City Yacht Basin, adjacent to Bayfront Park, is the home of Miami's famous deep-sea fishing fleet. The Gulfstream Fishing grounds are just offshore. Here you'll find more than 600 varieties of fish: huge marlin, sailfish, fighting tarpon, dolphin, amberjack, and many other choice species. Imagine being able to tell the boys back home about bringing in a whopper like this one. The City Yacht Basin also is headquarters for sightseeing boats. You can cruise among man-made islands in Biscayne Bay, over the sea gardens of the nearby ocean reefs, or up the Miami River to quiet Indian villages within the city limits. Here, Seminole families still live in much the same fashion as their ancestors did before the white man came to southeast Florida. Seminole braves wrestle alligators as a special entertainment feature. A short distance away from this primitive setting is fabulous Villa Viscaya, former estate of the late farm machinery magnate James Deering. Viscaya, with its 16th and 17th century art treasures and acres of formal gardens, now serves as Dade County Art Museum. Because of Miami's fame as a fashion center, style shows enjoy great popularity among its feminine visitors. Fashion shows frequently are arranged at Viscaya to coincide with conventions. Miami's numerous sites offer many unusual contrasts. The University of Miami campus is a showplace of ultra-modern architecture. At the opposite side of the city is the oldest Christian edifice in the New World. This monastery originally was built at Segovia, Spain in 1141, 350 years before Columbus's voyage of discovery. It was dismantled, shipped to the United States, and reassembled stone by stone at its present location. A visit to Hialeah Park is well worthwhile, even if the horses aren't running. Its colorful flamingos are a popular attraction the year round. Bird, fish, and animal attractions generally are among the most popular in the Miami area. At the Parrot Jungle, scores of parrots and macaws fly free in the trees and perform a variety of tricks in a featured entertainment act. They'll eat from your hands or perch on your arms and shoulders for picture-taking purposes. At the famous Miami Seaquarium on Virginia Key, you can spend hours observing fish and other forms of undersea life. Continuous glass strips provide unobstructed views of the seaquarium's inhabitants at 2 levels. Deep sea divers feed the fish by hand at 2-hour intervals. Members of the crustacean family may be observed at close range in 2 tidal pools. But the stars of the seaquarium show are the porpoises. These playful fellows will keep you amused and entertained for hours. During the fall months, there's plenty of action at the Orange Bowl, home of the University of Miami Hurricanes. Other events are presented at Miami Stadium, most modern baseball park in the nation. The stadium is the home of the Miami Marlins of the International League. It also is spring training headquarters for the Brooklyn Dodgers. During your Miami visit, you'll probably want to test your golf game over one of the area's dozen championship courses. So don't forget to bring your golf clubs along. And of course, you'll want to spend some time at the beach. The most popular public beach in the area is this one at Crandon Park, just 20 minutes by car from downtown Miami. Cabanas are available at low rentals in this county-operated park. Crandon Park is an ideal place for the wife and kiddies to spend the day while Dad is tied up with convention business. After dark, you might like to visit one of metropolitan Miami's famous nightclubs or supper clubs. Many of these feature outstanding floor shows with nationally famous stars and acts. Or perhaps the entire family would enjoy an open-air band concert in Bayfront Park. Free concerts are held here the year round. By allowing a few extra days for your Miami visit, you can make post-convention trips to the nearby islands of the West Indies or other points of interest in Florida. Yes, whatever your entertainment desire may be, you'll find it in Miami. So when you're planning a vacation or convention, think of Miami, the magic city, where business and pleasure blend to such rare perfection.
This is Miami, the magic city of Florida's Gold Coast. When we think of Miami, we think of vacation pleasure. Golden beaches, waving coconut palms, and a mild tropical year-round climate. The races at Hialeah, Gulfstream, and tropical parks. The colorful Orange Bowl football festivities. Or fishing in the nearby Gulfstream. But Miami is a great city as well as a world-famed vacation resort. Like all cities, it must provide municipal services for its people. Problems involved in providing these services are multiplied many times in Miami because of its tremendous rate of growth. Public services must be constantly expanded and improved. For instance, there was the problem of an antiquated fire alarm system. What to do about it? The city was spending $23,000 a year maintaining an alarm system originally installed in 1907. The cost of overhauling the system was estimated at $123,000, and that did not include extensions. Time and the elements had taken their toll on wirings and the delicate mechanisms of the old system. Failures were frequent, and it sometimes took days to track down the cause of the trouble and correct it. Ben Demby, head of the city's Division of Communications, did not think overhauling the old system was the answer to Miami's fire alarm problem. He conducted a survey which revealed some startling facts. The survey covered 9,099 alarms received by the Miami Fire Department. Only 4.5%, or 413 of these, came from alarm boxes. 7%, or 631 fires, were reported in person at the fire stations. 88.5%, or 8,055 alarms, were received by phone. An analysis of the 413 calls from alarm boxes showed that 63%, or 267, were false alarms. Obviously, the old system was inadequate for Miami's present-day needs. Demby was convinced an entirely new system should be installed. But what kind of system? Every city in the country was using an alarm system similar to that Miami had originally installed. According to Demby's surveys, the telephone was the most commonly used instrument in reporting fires in Miami by an overwhelming margin. That fact gave him an idea, and he quickly began developing it. He envisioned an emergency telephone system that would serve not only the fire department, but the police department as well. He discussed it with the chiefs of these departments. When his ideas began to gel, he presented them to officials of the Southern Bell Telephone Company in Miami. Why can't we install a closed-circuit telephone system with direct connections to a central alarm switchboard, he wanted to know. Why not indeed, said the gentleman at the telephone company. Can you give us some details about the system you have in mind? Demby could and did. When cost estimates were completed, Demby informed the city commissioners and city manager that an emergency telephone system could be installed, operated, and maintained for an average monthly rental of less than $15 per telephone. All installation and maintenance work would be performed by the telephone company without additional charges. The new system actually would cost the city less per year than maintaining and expanding the old system, and the telephone network would never be out of operation as the old system frequently was. With details already worked out, installation of the new system could commence as soon as the commission gave the green light. Today, beside every traffic light in Miami, signs like this appear. They mark the location of emergency telephones. No dialing is necessary. The emergency phones are connected directly with a central alarm switchboard operated by the communications department. When the phone is removed from the hook, the caller is in immediate contact with the man who issues orders dispatching fire equipment. Above each light on the central switchboard is a jack number giving the location of the phone in use and a list of apparatus to be dispatched to a fire in that vicinity. But the dispatcher may obtain additional information, whether the fire is across the street from the phone or 6 blocks away, whether it is a grass fire, home fire, or major conflagration. The telephone conversation is tape recorded. As soon as the dispatcher receives the fire report, a general alarm is sent out alerting all stations. By shortwave radio, the dispatcher issues orders which send the proper equipment on its way from the proper station. His orders are amplified by the station's loudspeaker system. This method of operation enables the Miami Fire Department to dispatch equipment up to 3 minutes faster than under the old system. At the scene of the fire, the district chief takes over. He may order additional equipment, or if the fire is a small one, he may order some of his trucks to return to their station. All trucks are equipped with two-way radio. Under the old system, the full complement of equipment would make the entire run to the fire, even if it were a simple trash fire. With the new system, trucks not needed are placed back in service at the station immediately. By knowing the exact location of the fire ahead of time, the district chief knows the quickest way to get there and the most convenient hydrants which might be used. It is not necessary for the person reporting the fire to remain at the telephone until the trucks arrive. If he has given the exact location over the phone, the trucks can proceed directly to the scene of the blaze. The result? More precious minutes saved in reaching the fire and getting equipment into operation. Since the early minutes of a fire are most important in determining whether it can be brought under control or will get out of hand, time is a vital factor. Property damage can be lessened. Lives may be saved. Miami's emergency alarm system is equally as important to the police department as to the fire department. The telephones may be used to report an automobile accident, a holdup, or vandalism. When a police call is received, the caller is connected directly with the police department's complaint desk. The clerk obtains all possible information about the emergency and relays it to the complaint sergeant. The sergeant designates the patrol car and other equipment which might be needed and relays dispatch orders to the communications dispatcher. In a matter of seconds, the orders are broadcast by shortwave radio, and the designated equipment is on its way to the scene of the accident or emergency. Again, the time element is vital. A minute saved in administering to a person injured in an automobile accident may mean the difference between life and death. The fire department's rescue unit answers all accident as well as fire calls. Its personnel renders first aid to injured persons until the ambulance arrives. With emergency telephones at every traffic light, it is not necessary to search for a phone from which to report an accident or fire. The efficiency of Miami's emergency telephone system has surpassed all expectations. During the first 300 days of its operation, 108 fires were reported over the telephone network. Only 4 false alarms were received. During a similar 300-day period with the old system in use, 24 fires were reported, but 107 false alarms were received. Fire equipment had to be sent in answer to each of these calls. During the survey period, 503 pieces of equipment made useless runs answering false alarms. With the new system, only 14 pieces of equipment were dispatched on false alarm calls. Each run made by each piece of equipment is estimated to cost $50. Miami's new alarm system is saving the city $25,000 a year on false alarms alone. The Southern Bell Telephone Company originally installed 282 telephones for the emergency system. As the city continues to expand and develop, phones are added wherever a new traffic light goes up. There's no installation charge. Phones are installed at traffic light locations in order that the public will know exactly where to find them. Denby found that people did not know the location of the old alarm boxes, even though one may have been in their immediate neighborhood. The traffic light telephone tie-up has eliminated this problem. The telephones also have eliminated the problem of failures in the system. If trouble develops on any line, a light flashes on the trouble panel in the alarm office. A common alarm is set off at the telephone company, and that's the signal for a repair crew to swing into action. Miami has won nationwide acclaim for pioneering development of its new alarm system. When an article about it appeared in Reader's Digest, inquiries by the hundreds were received. Cities throughout North and South America have shown great interest in copying it. Detailed explanations of how the system operates were printed in Spanish for the benefit of Latin American officials who inquired about or came to inspect the installation. The telephone system has the formal approval of the National Board of Fire Underwriters, and it's significant that Miami's fire insurance rates have been lowered twice since it was installed. Miami is justifiably proud of its telephone alarm system and the contribution its communications experts have made to the protection of life and property in this progressive city.